Afternoon. Myself is Praveen. I'm representing NSN here. And just to brief the background, till now all the unpaired band globally was used for the WiMAX. Sorry. Yeah. So till now globally all the unpaired bands in 2.3 gigahertz or 2.6 gigahertz were used for WiMAX. After release 8 3GPP specifications, when the FDD-LT or TD-LT came up, then there was a global shift towards the TD-LT. Considering that, NSN has recently developed a product, FlexZ Multi-Radio BTS, which is the currently most compact BTS across all the vendors. So I will pass through this. Uh, so if I look from the perspective of the CSPs, the customers, TD-LT will have these major concerns. The customer will have the RAN performance, the radio access network, then the cost and the quality. Performance looking after, because TD-LT, the indoor penetration, the sector throughput, and the CLS throughput will be the key requirement the customer will like to have. And then the RAN cost, considering when the LT Advanced will come in release 10, the system should be ready to upgrade to it. And the quality from the perspective of the MTBF and other aspects. I will directly come to the product. This is not a prototype product. This is already commercially deployed globally. We have done 15 successful trials. Out of 3 and 4 were done in India itself for Reliance, Airtel, Aircel, and recently there was a biggest commercial deployment by STC Saudi Arabia, has done a TD deployment for around 2,500 BTS, and CMCC China is also doing a trial, like where all the vendors are doing it. NSN is also working on it, and we are doing a trial of around 1,000 BTS. So this BTS is the most compact BTS, is currently in trial in China. If we see, it looks like a normal BTS, but it has the highest integration levels, because if any vendor has to work on this, they always need 4 boxes, like 1 baseband and 3 RFs for each one sector, considering the 3 sector scenarios. But with NSN, we need only 2 simple boxes, as we see, the lower one and the upper one, and we can handle 4 sectors, up to 4 sectors with these 2 boxes. I will just cover up, like this is the system module that we are talking about. This can handle the capacities from whether we want to currently 20 megahertz till 480 megahertz when we are going to for FD-LT Advanced, where we can do the carrier aggregation or relay. And this will have an inbuilt transport card. These are the different, besides there are the different portfolio that we have for the TD-LT, and the rightmost one are the 2 which we are currently deploying globally. Even recently Bharti has given us a circle in Maharashtra for TD-LT deployment. We will be starting soon with the same product. As NSN is a global vendor, we are considering deploying, understanding the customer requirements globally. The one of the key things that we are understanding from the customer point of view, the main problem or the constraints or the help the customer is looking towards is from the help from the perspective of footprint and power consumption. Right now, even in case of India, what we can see that even a single site is shared amongst by the 5 or 6 vendors or customers in the same premises. We are not having a space neither inside the shelter, not at the top of the tower to deploy or put more equipments. That is, multi-radio for TD-LT is the solution for this, because our product is IP65 ready. It is like a technical jargon of putting a BTS outside. It does not need any AC. It does not need, it is like protected from the rain, and it is protected from the ice, the temperature. So whether it is Riyadh or it is Iceland, this product will work without any AC on heating apparatus. So that is the first, this thing, if that is mentioned, is like any cold climate, minus 35 to plus 55, this product can work. The another thing is this, in normal, any GSM WCDMA deployment, we always need to put a feeder cable for the connectivity to the GSM antenna. That is at all, normally the BTS is put inside the shelter, which is the feeder goes to the antennas. So we are moving towards a concept where we call it distributed. The BTS moves at the top of the tower. So this way there is no feeder losses, so the cell coverage increases, the customer has to put less sites, and the indoor coverage increases. So all those benefits comes. So it is win-win situation for everybody. And the another benefit that vendors are taking, that normally we always have to pay as per the indoor area what you are putting in the shelter. So now we are going, the customers are going to IP vendor that we do not need a space, just give it the space at the top of the tower and we will pay accordingly. And as per the contracts are getting enhanced. This is the normal scenario that we will have for the deployment in Bharti. And recently, Reliance has also started testing and for the different vendors as of now. As I tell, beside the footprint, the another notion that the customers are worried right now is power consumption, because in India, globally, even if like just like an example, last time we had this in Nepal, if you can believe that only 4 hours we are going to have power, rest of the time it is on DG or on battery. So considering that the power consumption has become the most tricky part, if there's a recent calculation, if we just calculate the power consumption that all the sites in India, if we add all those power, so that is actually equivalent to what Delhi is consuming. So that sort of power consumption, the BTS are guzzling like right now across the India. So this is the way we are reducing the power at a, like from the, normally we were having a power, let's say 2000 watt per hour. So we are moving towards, let's say sub 500, because it impacts not only the power consumption, it increases the requirement from the power point, from the battery, from the cabling thickness. So everything gets reduced from that perspective. So this is my part. I would like, if any other concerns are there, you can share. Yes, sir. Yes, we can do that, sir. Even Vodafone has started doing a trial in Haryana. They have selected 100 sites. They are doing it. And but because of the capex and the stealing and the damaging part, customers are not very much forward for it. Yes, TD-LTE base station. Not Vodafone is not using. I'm saying from the solar perspective, sir. Yes, because all the BTS, let's say TD-LTE multi-radio or WCDMA or BTS, the power consumption, all the BTS are supposed to come down so that we can run on solar on other power plants. Yes, the only thing we see that normally with the TD-LTE, because in TD-LTE the cell coverage is slightly lesser than your WCDMA and as well as the FDD. So size requirement is higher with 2.3 gigahertz this thing. So what we say, because normally if you put a site inside the shelter, you put a feeder cable, so you have a losses. So you let's say need 500 sites to cover Delhi. But if you put this thing on the top, you remove the feeder, you have less losses, you cover more area, so you will do 450 sites. So that way you reduce capex and the opex.
Hi, this is Himanshu.
Yeah.
My question is, there are a lot of alternate technologies that are being considered at this point of time.
Yes.
Alternate technology not necessarily based on solar,
Yeah.
but there are other options available basically in the market. What is the differentiator other than this 25% energy saving,
Yes.
etc., which I also presume is under standard conditions? How much is the exact one you are getting in a typical normal environment?
Yeah, so we are right now, there's a values that we are showing here is the typical values that we are reducing. Typically, if you say 20% reduction is definitely there. Okay, so because maximum, if I see the maximum, then will be 50%. We do not talk about it because typically it is 20% gain that we have. So 20% reduction in power consumption is what is happening right now.